Welcome into another episode from the Critics Collective on the Dad Panther variety streamer, content creator, master of none. And this is it. This is the end of the season for season 9, Season of Love. And that's what we will be talking about today. Now, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and follow for more. As I don't know if I'll just check out other reality shows or whatnot, or other people on the cast, on the team here, the Critics Collective. They're going to start doing some reality shows as well. So put in the comments from other videos we have. Hey, is there other reality shows we should be checking out? What are you watching? What are you thinking about watching? I'm thinking about watching Temptations Island, Love's Island, Cheat or something, Sneaky Links, 99 Ways to Win. I don't know. There's some stuff that I've been thinking about watching. But as far as Love is Blind, I did start season 1. I'm almost finished with season 1. I can't believe I'm watching more of this season 1. And there was a couple, Cameron and Lauren, I believe. And as soon as I saw them meeting up, I was like, this could work. So that's my main, couple going in the first season. I haven't finished watching it. I might be one episode away. I won't do episode by episode for that. I'll probably just do how I felt about the full episode and review, but that's how that goes. Now, this episode is supposed to be the wedding, or lack thereof, give or take. And then I think on the 29th, is it 29th or 26th? I want to say the 29th. That is the reunion. Never watched a reunion, never watched a wedding. So I don't know how this is gonna go at all. So we'll see. Again, I don't know how. I do know how I got here. I know how I got watching reality television shows, but I was watching reality shows from Big Brother, Survivors. What's the other one? Joe Smo, which was kind of comedy. Flavor Flav, New York. What's some other ones I watched? Back in the day, MTV, Real World, Road Rules, which was like a competition type thing or something. So I've watched, I've been around, the buffet, if you would. So before we go ahead and get into the episode, and if you want to watch along, if you want to be in sync, I'm going to try my best to let you know where I'm at watching it on Netflix. So you can get your drinks together, get your, your cozy game. If you might be playing a game on the side, some work that you're doing, get all bundled up and keep it cool, sexy. And then I'll let you know when I'm going to start it and you can watch along with me. So, take that for what it is. Now, there are some rules. Again, we're watching Love is Blind. We're going to do season 9, episode 12, and Bittersweet. This is the end. This is the end for it. But there are rules to reality. Number 1, please, don't spoil the current season or talk about anything behind the scenes. I've worked so hard to dodge rumors, and I didn't know, but there are fans of reality shows that will find out what the fuck is going on before it goes live. Now, that doesn't shock me because we do that in movie and television and like that. What surprises me is like the level of detail to find out what was missing that Netflix didn't tell us. Like, how do they put this show together? Producers who've done reality shows have channels where they tell you how a lot of this shit goes. How do you make someone cry? What happens if someone leaves? How does it work? So do I think I'm gonna dive in that far? I don't know, but I will say this: just let's try not to spoil anything, and unless I spoil something, then then the fucking gloves are off. Respectfully. Number 2, be kind, be respectful. I shouldn't have to say it, but let's be honest. In the world we live in, man, motherfuckers gonna be motherfuckers. And number 3, do not spam the chat. It goes against the terms and conditions and policies for a lot of these streaming services. We're streaming right now on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Twitter, and they be mad. I would love to show the video of Love is Blind, but I can't, because if I show it, they'll shut a motherfucker down. Okay. Now, I've seen some channels that have been very interesting in a way. They'll either show, the corner of it, or they'll play just a little bit, a few seconds, no audio. we haven't crossed in that, and I don't know, but for the most part, that's the rules of reality. So just kind of keep that in mind. Before I go ahead and start it, I will go through each couple as a final prediction, a final. Let's see what happens in no particular order. Get your ass on stage. Get your ass on stage. We got Annie and we got Nick. Okay, Annie and Nick. I gotta sip some coffee for this. Queen side. Okay. Again, I can't believe I'm enjoying this show as much as I have. And a lot of people said that this season is crap. They said it's better than 8, but the season is crap. Um, Annie and Nick. Okay. So Nick, I have not liked from the very fucking beginning. I've spent 20 years in retail, customer service, management. Um, so when you get a chance to see a lot of people, you can see things, you can read things. And I'm a person that reads body language and tone. I went to, body tone language university, cum laude, so respectfully, Nick, I just every time he was up with his book and his notes, it looked like he was doing a job interview. His answers were very job interview, and then he got exposed with saying the same thing for multiple women. You're my number one. You're my number one. You're my boy, Blue. You're my boy. And mate, wait, I'm not. No, not gonna touch it. Stop. Stop. Anyways, so he would do that, which I thought was whatever. And he just didn't seem genuine. And so he got caught up in that. And I thought it was really going to be something big, but it wasn't. And then fast forward to the rodeo, I thought it was going to be even bigger. And then it wasn't. So he just constantly lying. Now, he seems like a good dude, but when his parents meet, and I was focused on the brother, because like if you got siblings, your siblings know your secrets. Your siblings know what the fuck is up. And the brother was just kind of looking like, Annie, I'm sorry. Annie, are you okay? This is not gonna work. But for the most part, Nick has been very communicative. Communicative is what I want to say. And I think he uses his words well. He thinks before he talks. I don't think you've ever seen him upset. But if there's something you're going to see Nick do, you're going to see him say something questionable that's going to make you think what, or he's going to lie. I don't know why. Like the episode with where he goes, I just want to eat my chalupa, and he's I don't have a chalupa here, but he's he's like, I just want to eat my chalupa. And he's not eating fucking chalupa. He's not eating a chalupa. He's eating, if anything, it looked like a breakfast wrap or something. It could have been a burrito. It didn't look very full for a burrito, maybe a catina, but it wasn't a fucking chalupa. So it's like, Nick, why the fuck did you lie about what you're eating for McDonald's? I mean, not McDonald's. It was fucking Taco Bell. Nikhil Taco Bell. Why lie, my guy? Why? The only thing I would say about that is, unless it was a sponsor, because I've seen certain ads in a way where brand is put there. Maybe someone said, hey, Taco Bell, but you get a bonus if you can find a way to say chalupa, because they don't get much on this show and they're going to get a shitload of stuff after the fact. Now, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? I liked Annie in the pod. 100% I liked Annie in the pod. I'm telling you right now, I tried to play this game that I saw on TikTok, and the same, the Dad Panther on TikTok and all my social media if you want to follow me. But when I tried to play this game where I covered up my screen with towels, my wife is like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm trying to play the game. I'm trying to." She's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "I'm trying to see who I can hear and see if I can just go off a voice." Netflix, you need to do something that allows us to see the name. Like maybe the screen turns black. Don't blow anything out. The screen goes black. Or it's like that wavy split that's in the room in the pods, and it turns blue or pink, give or take if it's a guy or girl. And you'll get whatever information that they get. So I guess the name and the age, give us that. And let us sit there and just take our notepads out and I'm just saying, you're on to something. That or a little board game you can play, pod questions. I don't know. But anyways, Then she gets with Nick, and I'm like, this is great. She's head over heels. She really wants love. She's a businesswoman. She has her own salon, and this is the best fucking hair she's doing right now. I'm just looking at this picture. Her hair, and I don't want to say shit. I don't want to say shit because I'm very empathetic. I don't want to say anything. I'm the type of person that doesn't want to talk shit about anybody. I don't give a fuck if they hear me or they don't. That's just not me. But her hair was busted. I didn't want to say nothing, but people online were saying something. So I think later on in the review, I end up saying, why is her hair fucking busted? And she's a hair salon person, hairstylist, but maybe she focuses all that love and attention on herself. No, not herself, her clients. And so that doesn't give her time to, put on herself. And they shoot this in such a way, maybe she doesn't have time. Maybe Nick and her are fucking. They're fucking so much. I know they're not talking about it for obvious reasons, but maybe they're fucking so much. Nick is out here rearranging a wig. I'm just saying. But Annie is doing everything in her power, if this is what she's trying to do, to make this relationship not go to the altar, because Nick will say romantic stuff that shows maturity and emotional intelligence. And then Annie will say some shit like, I don't need you. I just want you to know. And Nick's like, whoa. I said I wanted a chalupa with extra cream, cheese, or sauce or whatever. And she's like, I know what you said, but I'm telling you that you said you wanted McDonald's. I'm like, I never said that. Oh, I'm sorry. But I just want to let you know that I don't need you. You do not revolve around my life. I'm like, damn, maybe she's saying it wrong. And he was trying to like fix it and like, hey, do you mean like I revolve around you, you revolve around me, we need each other? No, I know what I said. I don't need you. You in my life doesn't help me work and friends and eat and pay my bills. I don't need you. I'm like, damn, she's done that 2 or 3 times in the show. Only later on to go, she said something like, I think she ended up saying something like, I do need you. I need you to be a part of my world. Only later on to say, I don't need you to be a part of my world. So they have this conversation, this breakup. It looks like a breakup. And it looks like it's a little staged. I mean, obviously it's fucking staged anyway, but she gets a text. I don't know if that text is Madison with the Joe situation, but it seemed like, I don't know if it was live. I feel like one of them wasn't live. It was like they went through it again. I don't know if it was Joe and Madison or Annie and Nick. But Nick is saying some real stuff. Nick has seen her drink and all this other stuff. And again, drinking. There was a time where Annie, there was like 2 occasions. That's day and night getting held. So Annie gives Nick a kiss. Nick's and they're just missing lips. Like here's the lips. This is like I'm Annie. I'm Nick. And then here's a kiss. This is the kiss that you want. You can get a little bit and then adjust, but this is the kiss that you want. This is the goal in general. Unless you bite on the lower lip, each own, But it was like they saw each other and they were right there. You're like, oh, look at that, they're gonna kiss. And then Annie was like, oh, then she missed. She was like, that's chin. I don't know what YouTube is gonna do with this. But I'm like, is she drunk? And multiple times you could see Nick roll his eyes and just be like, she's sauce. She has more sauce going through her body right now than this chalupa. And so I don't know, just the sum up Annie and Nick, I do not think they walk through the altar. I do not think they get married. I do not think they hook up later on down the line. I do think Annie's going to come with her hair on point. Her fashion's been all right, but I think her hair is going to be on point. This was filmed, I think, in spring 2024. Netflix did the NDAs and shit is leaking. They need to stop playing and just edit this motherfucker and put it out there, all the episodes, and let it run, or at least half, then drop the other half, whatever. Nick's going to be all right. I'm just going to say it like that. He's going to be all right. Love himself. He gonna figure it out. Nick is gonna be fine. So that's Nick and that's Annie. That just only makes sense to segue into another couple that I don't think is gonna make it. That's not the right name. Get to it. There we go. I don't think they're gonna make it. Where do we start? Where do we start with this? Okay, Joe is one of those guys, much like Brendan, where I was like, there are guys who they just seem like they're full of shit. The ladies on social media were like, oh, I love Joe. He's just missing a mustache. She looks like, I don't know why I'm making that voice. A lot of people were saying Joe looked like a few celebrities. One of them being, I can't think of the name right now. The guy from who's that girl? It's Jess, the new girl. I forgot who was the love interest that was there with oh my gosh, with Winston Smith. Damn it, I can't remember his name. But anywho, kind of does look like, I'm not gonna lie. So Joe is that guy, but he seemed like from the beginning he just did not want to be a part of the show at all. And for whatever reason, he was just on the show. Madison seemed like she really wanted to find love. She really wants to figure this out. I didn't look at her as like, oh, I just want to do this for social media. I think Madison was the one that said, hey, I have the eye problem, the vision problem thing that's going on. And I was like, all right, cool. We'll take care of it. We'll figure it out. But I don't know. So to me, if I had to look at these two, are they going to make it to the aisle? No, we know that because Joe's already said no. In that episode, and we'll go back before that one, for Madison and Joe, right? There was a time where it just looked like it was going to work. Even though if you ignore the first time they meet, Joe walks out, Madison walks out. Madison's like, yeah, I'm in love and I want to fuck. Madison's been very vocal on that, reminded me of Gianna or something from season 1. I'm down to fuck. This is what I want. I'm about to get married. And they go together, right? Joe, after the embrace, kind of pushes her away, like 3 or 4 stiff arms, like the Heisman Trophy stiff arm. And Madison wasn't picking up on it. There was a few times where Madison was like, I don't understand. I'm feeling as if he doesn't want me. It felt like she was saying something like she was fighting her woman's tuition, which was telling her she was correct about Joe. But I think she's been through so much shit in the past that she just ignored that. She ignored it. And she's like, whatever. Fast forward, they're eating and they're eating whatever, they're doing the drinks, they're doing the Mexico thing the first time. Joe has too much to drink, and I'm sure the producers just give you fucking alcohol, because what's a good time without alcohol, right? And Joe and them end up having a fight. Joe honestly isn't sitting anywhere near Madison. Madison knows it, other people know it. So Madison is standing there as Joe walks off. Joe, I guess, goes to sleep. Madison gets to the room. Madison has to repeat 4 or 5 times why Joe is in the bed and what has happened the hours before. And Joe's like, huh? What are you talking about? And so Madison, who I felt like was a little over exaggerated, is like, I don't know what's wrong with you. I've told you 4 times and you don't know. And he's like, I'm just waking up. It's like, okay, some people just wake up, but maybe you don't care. Maybe you've been drinking a little bit. Maybe that's added to the, you just woke up. I don't know, but you just woke up. And then she's sitting out there with the waves and he's in the bed and she's crying. And I feel like, I think I know what she wants. She wants you to console her, Joe. She wants you to go over there and talk to her, tell her it's going to be okay. And let's work on this. And then let's go fuck. That's what she wants. She went, got a little saucy, not too saucy, but she just wanted some saucy sex. And so Joe hears her crying, and they do it for a while. They show the fact that she's crying and Joe's trying to sleep. The patio is wide open. They're in Mexico. It's nighttime. And Joe's looking around, just aggravated. I'm like, I know he's not going to. And sure enough, Joe goes, I can hear you crying. I hear you, as if like you're too loud. I'm trying to fucking sleep. So she goes, I can't hear you over the waves. As if like, come out here. We're in Mexico. And then Joe's like, how about you come over here? I'm trying to sleep. And I was like, it's over. It's over. It's the bird theory. It's over. Then fast forward, they go to meet Madison's mom. Matthew's there, Jessica's there, and Aaron. And they all look at Joe like he's full of shit. And Aaron even says, the mom, if I have the names correct, the mom even says, we don't want to be blindsided. Don't blindside. Like letting her know, hey, look, we don't think this shit's going to work. When you get home today, tell Madison so we don't have any situation at the altar. So fast forward, I think they already had broken up. I think the producer said, "Get your ass back in here. We need you to wrap this up the right way," because he was looking like he was laughing. He was looking like he was looking at someone. You know, like if like I'm a parent, I'm a parent, so you know how sometimes when the kids are fighting, and what you do is you'll make them say sorry, but the one who has to say sorry is looking at one of the parents like, "Is this enough to get me acquitted from these trials? Like charges? Can I go?" That's what he was doing. It's like, Madison, I I love you. It's just the time of this relationship isn't gonna be enough. It would, and she's like, "If you love me, you would hug me and you would tell me. Do you care that someone is gonna be fucking me?" Which is a great question by Madison, because I think not like Dennis 4 out of 5. I think 10 out of 10. If you tell a guy, regardless how good the relationship is, if you tell a guy that your girl is gonna get by somebody else, regardless if you know him, you're sitting there saying, "Hey, listen, I know the relationship's rough. I know she said she's gonna leave. You said you're gonna leave, but she's gonna fuck somebody else." They don't mean like right now. They don't mean next week. It could be 10 years from now. They'll be like, "Hey, just let you know, guy, she's gonna fuck somebody else. Are you okay with that?" Why does she have? He may stay for another night. Not to say to stay another night, but he may sit there and like, "I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that." So she asked a really good question, I felt, and Joe was like, "I would hate to think something like," it was such bullshit. So I don't think Madison and Joe make it down the aisle. It's unfortunate. I think at the reunion though, I think Joe, I think they're all gonna have fresh new looks. I believe Joe is probably already dating before he left, and then dated as soon as he got from Denver. Madison, I don't know. I don't know, but let's see, who else do we move on to? Let's Labria and Edmund. Mm, 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 mm. That was really for KB, because she's beautiful. I felt like the ladies are beautiful. The ladies brought so much to the table. The ladies supported the men, especially emotionally, because some of them were just crying, going through stuff. And the men let the ladies down. The ladies didn't. The ladies wanted the love and the energy of the love, and they just didn't notice that it wasn't there. I don't know. I don't know if I was trying to sound deeper than I was. Again, welcome to the stream. At some point, we are going to watch Love Is Blind, but I'm going through the so KB and Edmund. So I'm just off rip. Do I think they're going to walk through the aisle? No. The only way, like I've said before, the only reason why this relationship is still going on is KB, because Edmund's not there emotionally. He's not there mature wise. It's just whatever it is. We can say his background. We can say the cast let us down in the psych test. We can say all that shit. But at the end of the day, it's entertaining. We're watching it, right? And I can't come up here and not tell the truth. I'm too fucking nice. I'm too fucking nice, man. Shit. Get some rollerblades and get the fuck up out of here. Okay, so they were doing an episode where there's so many things that have happened. You had the time where he felt he should be getting sex, especially after hearing all the other guys get sex. Now, I will be honest and transparent. I can understand as a guy that you think you're reading some signals and you think you should get some, but you're not. That you hear other people getting some, but you're not. I can hear you feeling it, thinking it. I think those are natural emotions. Saying them out loud and acting on them the way that Edmund does, I don't agree with it. Now, there might be other people, guy and girl, who feel they do. I just feel like if it's her body and she said, "Hey, look, we're not going to do this. We're going to wait until after." Until after. Mind you, I'm watching the first season of Love Is Blind, and there's 2 or 3 couples who didn't want to have sex until they got married as well. And the guys talked about how they felt about it, but not the way Edmund. They talked about it in a respectful, mature way, and they waited. It's her body. So I just thought it was a bad look, to look at being nice and not thinking that you deserve it, but acting out in such a way. I guess that's what I think that's where I'll leave that at. Then there was times where we got a chance to meet Edmund's mom. I think that explained a lot of stuff, for some of us who know. You had KB, who's been cool. She only really came out of character 2 times, and I won't even say out of character. You are who you are. Love you, right? Um, it was at the rodeo where Edmund fucks up again, not reading the room, not the maturity. You could make a mistake, but then understand what the mistake is. Accountability, saying sorry. There's certain things that KB has asked for, and I think it's less than 5 things she's asked from this gentleman. And even Nick noticed what was happening. Like, Edmund, you're gonna fall in. Oh, damn. And so Nick tried to fix it. Nick was like, no, no. What he meant was, and KB was like, nah, no, leave him out here to swim by himself. And he's like, no, I'm just saying you don't ever compliment. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean, my guy? She's complimented you probably more than anybody on the show, and that's with her not knowing that you were kissing the fucking ground. You did a track meet race. You pulled out the Naruto run. Like, she has been in your corner, even the same damn night. I think she was the only person that when her man jumped on the bull, she's like, yeah, baby, you ride it. I'm gonna take a picture. Yeah, let's go. That's what you want and need as a man, I believe, for your woman to pour into you. And she is doing it, though we see what we believe are flaws. And so that's just wild. And then what she says is, why would you do that here? And she said multiple times, you can admire, but don't compare. You know, we're not looking for homes or cars, we're comparing like features. Like, don't do it. It puts you in a negative spot. And he's just not getting it. And he walked off, and I think Jordan had to say, no, go back. Like, other people are realizing it, and he's just not getting it. So fast forward, they go to the snowmobile. First of all, she's driving it. I don't, you can ask my wife. I don't know the last time she's driven a car by choice, rental or not. She didn't even drive her own car, let alone gas it. So to sit there and see KB sitting there, bah, 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 and then Edmund in the back, yeah, ah, ah, I was like, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work, because she's already asked him before. I'm not saying something like that doesn't make you masculine, make you a man. But she has said before, she said, hey, if a dude comes up to me and physically grabs my arm and tells me I'm coming with him, what you gonna do, Edmund? He's a big guy. I don't wanna have any problems. I don't deal with nothing like that. Okay, so she goes, I'm gonna step it down. He's the same size as you. He's physically touching me. I don't think a man should hit another man. Da, 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 da. And she just looked, and he could not read. That is a time where even if you don't fight, I'm a lover, not a fighter. You tell her what she wants to hear, and you hope you don't get in that situation, but you might want to sign up for a gym and just work your way up. She may be telling you, I'm fine. This is for all of this is more than some peace treaties going to get you through. When we out in Miami, we out in Georgia, we out on the West Coast, we at Houston, whatever the case is, you might want to get a gym membership. You might want to be ready. And he didn't say anything. And I'm like, I've been in situations where I had to, do what I got to do. You got to protect yours. Because if you can't protect her, just in the hypothetical term, how you going to protect the kids? Because later on, KB says she wants to have fun for a year. And then she wants Edmund to shoot up the club, if you know what I mean. Which was crazy in the sense, because you done seen what you've seen, and you already having plans, having babies by him. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't see him walking down the aisle. But she made the hot cocoa. He didn't go get the hot cocoa. He didn't say, thank you for driving me here on this beautiful view. Thank you for the cocoa. He didn't go get the cocoa and let her take the time. He says, I'm not going to say sorry for nothing. She's like, I'm not going to say sorry for shit. And like I said in the last episode, there are a lot of guys, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, that say sorry, even though damn well they know they didn't do anything. And the lady knows it. It's just, so for him to be like, I'm not saying if I don't have to say sorry, I don't understand why I gotta say, I'm like, you just don't get it, man. You don't get it. And then we also learned that he was being two-faced. And this happens on reality shows, but apparently what we see isn't him. So she says she's tired, she's done, she can't keep doing this. But later on, they fix it. Later on, he comes out with some flowers. Whether the producers gave it to him or he called one of his friends and they told him, or somebody else. But point blank, he does come back. He says sorry. They go and they kumbaya, they fix it. But I still think they're gonna have some issues, and I do not see them getting married. Let's go to the next couple. Next couple. Here we are, Tony and Allie. Allie and Tony. They have the highest possibility to get married, in my opinion. Look good together. I know Tony's getting the bad rep about the drinking, but Allie likes to drink too. I think Allie was a little pissed that there was nothing in the house for her to drink as well. I think that's really what it was. Because I felt on that episode she was a little sloshed a little bit, but like sophisticated with it. Tony drinking, I mean, it's only a problem unless you can show it's a problem. Yeah, he at the reveal didn't look back at it for her. He looked back at that bottle and he said, this is a beautiful bottle of wine. Oh, I'm going to take this wine home and I'm going to do some things with this wine. Let's go, wine. And he took the bottle and left. But I feel like there's some ladies that would do that too, you know? So he's working. He wants her to stay home but help out. And she's like, I'm not going to cook, clean, do nothing. And he's had they've had some battles. I feel like he's lost them all. One, she goes, did you drink the tequila? You have to know people. Some people don't ask a question to ask it. She asked about the fucking tequila because she knew it wasn't in there. They were already in the fridge earlier. So if you had just came home, she might have already been in it, waited all day long, just to tell you were wrong. And he falls into it. Says, I don't know. Let me go check. Why the fuck would you get up? You know you drank that shit. You know just say there's no tequila. Then he thought he had one. He goes, well, if this is what you're saying, I'm going to be week to week, what my normal week looks like. Does your normal week look like someone who doesn't cook and clean and just goes to school? And she was like, yes, with a smile. Because what are you going to do? You talked about this. This was not an issue until now. That's record keeping. It's not good. It's a weapon. Don't do it. So they've had moments. Even somebody said, oh, he's got a drink. And he's in the woods the last episode when they're riding the carriage sleigh thing. But Allie was drinking too. They brought a bottle of wine out there. You can see it in the back at the end of that episode. But they're both drinking. They're both just enjoying themselves. Now, Allie does say something that's different than Tony. Tony sounds like he's ready to work on the relationship, stay there, and do what he needs to do, right? But Allie is like, there's a thin line between compromising and this relationship's not going to work, which is a crazy 2 lines to put. Is a thin line between love and hate. That makes sense. But she was like, we can agree and co-agree on some stuff, but there's a thin line between this shit ain't going to work, and I'm not going to keep trying to make this work. And I think that's interesting that Allie said that. But point blank, I think if there's any couple that will get married, it will be them. But with the financial stuff and the fact that it looks like he lost both moms. And what I mean by that respectfully is his mom is on Team Allie's side with the go to church, religion, all the other stuff, have babies, simmer down. And Allie's mom obviously is in Allie corner. So I think, I don't know. I would say for this one, if I had to pick one, are they going to get married? Are they not going to get married? These two will get married. Yeah, not confident at all in that, but that's what I'm going to say because I have to pick one. And there has to be one last couple, a little Sparkle Megan. Again, Sparkle Megan, it writes itself. It writes itself. Podcast, Tumblers. If she hasn't thought about it, that is it. Also, just going to put this out here. If you see her writing books and or on a political tour, I don't think anyone's going to be shocked. I'll leave it at that. Now, for Sparkle Megan, there is something that I feel like nobody's talking about. It's about the Mexico episode where she is twerking. Can you call it twerking if you're missing some assets? She is twerking. And KB is like clapping her tailbone. Right. And they're like, I think she said, are you thick? And it's shaking or something. And I went back to watch the scene. Like it's not Love's Island or like Temptation Island, nothing like that. It's not. So I'm watching. I'm like, I don't see it. But they've talked about it multiple times, and it made it stand out to me. Where it's like, don't talk about it if it's not there, because now I'm just like, it's almost like Annie in her hair for the rest of the show. But she has the money, or does she have the money? I don't know if she's one of those type of people who's like, hey, if I talk about the money will come to me. I'm a life coach type of thing. You know how they kind of talk it up, but they don't have it. And by them talking it up, eventually they do get it because other people think they got it. So they pay for the ideas. And then I don't know. But um, I don't think these two get married. I don't think these two get married. I think the kid situation, Luca, respectfully, I think I think Megan's ready for kids. And so I think that's why it's very important for her to see Luca and see what that is in her world, to see how that fits in her world. But also, we know with the whole nanny thing and the traveling, she does not want a kid to slow her down doing what she does. And people say that until they have kids. And I think there's tons of different things you can do, whether it's work and travel, having kids or not having kids. And I think I'm more open to that than Jordan kind of closed minded of once you have a kid, you can't travel. Once you have a kid, your life is over. Um, I think Jordan is going to have issues with the money. It's still coming up. It's still coming up that how much she can contribute versus what he can contribute. And then the more recent thing was Jordan. To me, he cried. It's not bad for a man to cry. He cried. It felt like because she said she wanted more from him, and he was like, I don't want any more to talk about. My job is this, and I just don't want to talk about it. And I feel like you're on top of me because we're not traveling and drinking and going out on dates. I just want to chill on the couch, which I said he was going to be that cozy guy. But she's like, I don't want to be cozy every night. I want to travel. I want to dance. I want to do stuff. I'm young. I work my behind off for what I have, and I want to enjoy it, which there's nothing wrong with that. And Jordan basically was like, hey, I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for that. So yeah. If I like I said before, I do not see these two getting married. I could see them getting married for the fact of like peer pressure because of the show, but I could see them breaking up immediately afterwards. Yeah, I could see them breaking up immediately afterwards. Yeah, that seems about right. Yeah, that seems about right. So again, not getting married, but I could see them getting married and breaking up really quick after. After I see them getting married. I can see them getting married. Yeah, clearly not getting married. Shouldn't get married, but they could because it's up to KB. Because Edmund's gonna do whatever KB says. So KB can only answer this question, and obviously this isn't gonna work. So mail that in. So ah, get ready to start this show. So I'm not gonna be able to show it on the screen, but again, if you want to sit back at the house or the car or your job, maybe you're working. You shouldn't be watching TV while working, but you are, and I appreciate that. I'm going to tell you the minutes where I'm at on the show, and we'll go from there. And that's how all this goes, and we'll watch it together. But yeah, October 29th is the reunion, so that'd be my first reunion, unless I watch season 1 and finish it, which I think I will. So I'll probably finish that and review just the season as a whole. So press and play. Dun, dun. All right, so we just started. We're at 5 seconds. Previously on. Oh, I do remember them when they were first talking in the. Oh, her hair was fucked up from the beginning. Also, Annie does this weird eye thing, like she's about to stroke out a little bit. I don't know. Allie, oh yeah, Allie and Tony was almost like it felt like the first day or the third day or something. I think the best reveal was KB and Edmund. It felt very genuine, very up until he ran to go get the note and bring the note back. Edmund over there sucking on those toes. I'm new to the show, but I really thought that Nick Lachey was gonna be in it more, and his wife. I don't remember what his wife's name is, respectfully. That's when Joe was. I felt so bad. I felt so bad for Madison. Almost at that 2 minute mark. She said yes. The rodeo, which also Mike, the situation with Mike and Megan, like I could see Mike getting back in the picture or someone like Mike. There, she obviously has a type. All those other guys you dated and it didn't work and you chose me. And Megan was like, that was a move. And then Megan was kind of looking like, yeah, and that's why I probably fucked up. Ice sculpture ring. Past the 2 minute mark. They're at the bachelorette party. There they go. They're showing Megan's ass again. I don't see it. Literally, I don't. Bachelor party. Oh, okay, cool. So it's the friends and everybody together. Production has gotten better. Watching the first season and seeing where it is now, it has gotten better. I will also say, watching Love is Blind, the other countries, they're stepped up too. They're stepped up too. But I don't know if I'd watch another season after season one, unless you guys tell me there's a good season. Watch season blah blah blah. Then I'll do that. Then that'll make sense. Oh, okay. So her friends, Megan's friend, said that she's only going to say yes because of the kid, and the kid is a significant thing to her. Then the other friends like, what if this kid just loves you to death? That's what I said before. I said I think it's really big about the kid. The money is big too, but I think what we didn't get a chance to see is Megan really wants to have a kid. I think now it's Allie and her friends, which we also found out. At least I found out that the producers give the rings to the guys. It's like $3,000 to $5,000. So when Tony said he had paid a ridiculous amount, it didn't make any sense because he didn't pay anything. Those rings were given. Also, Patrick and Casey, that situation with the Ringgate, the contract says that they do not have to give the rings back because they never bought them. They don't own them. Also, what am I gonna do? Give the ring to the next woman to be like, I got this ring from a show. That's just me. Allie's friends they're like snow bunnies, like literally snow. Like if you took the definition of a snow bunny, at least the idea of it, that's who Allie's friends are. They look like the two chicks from White Chicks. Get him. Now they're talking about, they're talking about money, and it makes sense because they got all these rings on. Their hair is layered. Their lip gloss, like they have money, or somebody's fucking them with money. One of the two, respectfully. She's got a rap that's Louis Vuitton. Anton's friends, like, does she cook and clean? No. Does she do this? No, she doesn't do shit, but she does some good stuff. Jacob's friends, Jacob and Joe, which are the friends of Tony, are a completely different contrast from Allie. They look like some dudes you would see, at the bar, like chilling. And Allie looks like the woman that you'll look at and be like, they cost way too much money to even send them a drink. Love is Blind. We're at the B-roll in the title screen, so it's 6 minutes 15 seconds in. If you're watching home, if you're in sync, 6 minutes. Let's see who we're gonna see first. What couple? Looks like we're gonna get Allie and Tony first. Oh, this is the first time I've seen her with no makeup. I wish we could see her more with no makeup. Um, I think all these women are attractive. Um, but I don't know. I think it's important for other people to see, hey, you don't always have to have makeup on. But yeah, her face has no makeup. This venue they're going to is gorgeous. Here comes Tony. Oh, he has Mr. and Mrs. shirts on, sweaters, Mr. and Mrs. Which I'm curious, is this the one that he talked about getting made? And she kind of laughed. She's like, "This is gonna be a one and only thing. You'll never do this again." So we'll see. That's the first time we've seen Tony choke up. He just choked up and said his greatest fear is Allie saying no. Okay, so now Allie's friends, they're getting their makeup put on. So now they're questioning the fiance of Tony's friend Joe. Like, how much could she really know? Because they got married in 3 months. But it's like it's called a Kel. Like what? Allie's mom just brought up the drinking while they're doing their makeup. I wonder if they'll listen to music. When I was getting dressed for my wedding, I was I had a nice little playlist going on that I had picked out. His mom just dropped by as he's getting dressed. What language are they speaking? Is it Russian? I don't want to be foolish, but I feel like that's what it is. I don't know. That's what I think it is. We're nearing the 9 minutes and 40 seconds. Now it's 9 minutes and 40 seconds. If you're watching along, watching episode 12, Love is Blind, season 9 on Netflix, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for joining. He's getting his tie put on by his mom. That's awesome. So the mom for Tony is saying she needs to love your soul. You guys need to love each other for the soul. The soul is the most important thing. Mhm. And it's so understandable because if you've ever been married before, like it is an emotional day on both sides for the people that are involved. Even like your groomsmen, your bridesmaids, your parents. But this is the first time we really seen Antone um, with any emotion or anything like that. All right, so now they're looking at her in the wedding dress, and Bridesmaids have a few shades of green on. Looks like a cream color. That's a nice color. Like a forest green and a cream color. Looks expensive on the screen. I can only imagine how expensive that is, but it looks expensive. Forest green and a nice cream color. Buttercream, 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 crocodile. The mom is wearing like a rose color. All the women look completely different with makeup on their face, which isn't bad. It just makeup does makeup. Yeah. It's the equivalent of a guy getting a fresh haircut. I'm just saying. You know it to be true. But I think I think a fresh haircut is more powerful than a woman with makeup on. Because a guy would be like, all right, so what? You know, like, don't get me wrong, you look nice. I see you in the morning, you look nice. And you'd be like, what you staring at? You look nice. I don't have makeup on. Like, so you still look nice. With a guy, you get a fresh haircut. You're like, who the fuck you talking to? Like, who's the other woman? Who you been with? I'm like, when you were actually there watching me get the haircut. Like, would you? Okay, ladies are crying. Okay. Okay. Mom is a G. Okay. So Tony's mom just went into Tony's mom just went into Allie's dressing room. The moms are talking. He says, how do you feel? I guess trying to get a reading of it to kind of know what's going on. And she's crying, which is now making Allie cry and Allie's mom cry and say, he's ready. He wants this. How are you feeling? And she's like, she wants this. She wants to get married. So it's looking good. Looking good. So I don't know if the mom was going to go back and tell Tony, she's good. We got this. Let's make some babies. But it seems like again, the moms are on Allie's side. Listen to your heart. That's it. Mm. Moms be loving, man. Moms be giving out some good loves, good wisdom. Okay, so Antone is getting dressed by himself. So that was curious because I guess maybe the friends couldn't be there before. The makeup on Allie has been just up. Like Allie's been looking good the whole season, but they just took it up a notch. I don't. That's that wedding day makeup, man. I don't know anything about it, but it's like from standard to high definition or 4K to 8K. I don't know. Like when my wife, I remember seeing her, and I was like, wow, like that was something. So now Allie's friends get a chance to see her with the dress. Less at her sister's. Yes, her sister. Oh, they even brought her sister. Narnia. It's not Narnia. Let me stop acting stupid. It's not Narnia. I don't even know why I tried to say it. It's something with an N. They're having the longest embrace. They're the ones, I guess, that were having kind of issues. Wow. She's fighting back her tears. You're my best friend. If this will make you happy, then it's good for me, but I don't approve it. Wow. She says she doesn't approve it. So the sister's like, nah, I don't approve this. Which we knew that because the mom and them had talked about it, and that's what the conversation is. She's dressed very conservative compared to everybody else, though. I wonder who pays for the dress. Is it traditional U.S. wedding setup, or does the show pay for it? Oh, they said they're ready. Not trying to be rude. How long are these ceremonies? Are these full on fucking ceremonies? I didn't check how long the episodes are. I don't want to really peek, but I have no choice to look. We're at the 16-minute mark, 16:10 now. So if you're following along at home, you're in sync. 16:10. She's checking herself out in the mirror with her almond nails. Every time I keep seeing the B-roll for Colorado, I'm like, I need to go back. He's got a clean suit on. So Anton is wearing navy blue, light blue shoes, white button down with a rose color tie. Oh, they're walking down the aisle. It's a small little Getty. She hopped out an old antique. His tie could have been adjusted a little bit more because there's a gap on it. I would have, Allie's stepdad, Allie's mom is there. She says she feels like she's gonna faint. She's fanning herself. I can imagine if I'm lucky enough to be here and give my daughter away to be married. Ooh, the feelings I would be getting. I'll be trying to keep it together. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'll be trying to keep it together. But as long as she's happy, I don't have to chop anybody up, put them in the trunk, drive to an undisclosed location, take them to the train tracks for his or her mistakes to make my baby girl happy. We good, right? Anyways, everybody's on their feet. She's there. She's at the altar. Like I said, I wasn't surprised. I don't think a lot of people are surprised. If there's anyone that's going to say I do, it's going to be her. She's getting a little fluff from a friend. That's what bridesmaids are for. His friends are there. They're sitting there. They just, for whatever reason, wasn't in the cut. Allie looks focused, like I'm doing this. Anton is trying to keep his shit together. Like I said, this is the most emotion we've seen out of him the whole time. There goes Joe. Joe looking like a player. Joe clean up nice. He might go to the club after this. Joe clean up nice. Tony is fighting the emotions. If Allie is having any emotion, she's stone cold in it. He's doing his vows. He's not using notes. He's just off the top of his head or what he's been practicing. It sounds good. Wants to be together, wants to work hard. Okay. Oh. She tatted up. Tatted up. Tatted up. Tatted up. They're almost married. They're almost married, y'all. Yes, it was a factor. He's like, oh, love, sex, religion, finances. It wasn't an issue for you. It was an issue, but I think it is in general. You just work through it. It's you two versus the problem. So here goes. They're gonna say yes. Please don't do no weird fucking twist. Allie got the hardest fucking look though, man. Anton gonna say yes. He in this. Mom is looking up. Mom just said like, "Oh my gosh." Tony's mom. The music is so intense. It shouldn't be for this moment. Okay. Come on. Let's chill out. Let's chill out. They showing everybody holding hands, people in tears. Come on now. Damn you producers and Netflix. Damn, you're good at your job. They got this one lady's clutching her pearls, literally. Okay, Anton said he did. Boom. There we go. Tony's on. 50% in. Let's see. Anton said he's in. Tony said he's in. I'm looking at the time. This is not good for the rest of the cast, in my opinion. This is 20 minutes of a 40-minute episode. We're at 22:17. Following along. Is Allie gonna say I do to Tony, who already said I do? Season 9, episode 12, Love is Blind. What is said? What happens? She leans in. Why the fuck is she hesitating? Stop. Damn, are they told to hesitate? Okay, now people in the audience they're reacting like, why is this taking so long? This is in real time. Don't do it. Oh, she said no. She said no. Oh my gosh, she said no. She said no. She said the person in the pod isn't the person standing in front of me right now in real life. Oh, they let go of hands. They were holding hands this whole time. Are you fucking kidding me? Now she's walking off with her mom. Joe is looking. He's left at the altar. I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and more. Joe's wiping his tears. They showed a little girl crying. There's a little girl crying. That shit almost made me cry right there. That little girl. Why you show a little girl cry? Why is there a little girl there? Allie's leaving. She's crying. She just went down the aisle. Now she's on the floor. She's on the floor with looks like maybe her sister. Joe just dapped him up. Sorry, dog. Mom said it's for the best. Is it? I don't understand that part. Like you were cool with it for a second now. Intuition never lies. Your hearts never lie. Oh, a girl said, cold-hearted fucking bitch. That's Anton's friend. She's going to go viral. I'm telling you right now, she's going to go viral because she was like, cold-hearted fucking bitch. You Lenny licker. Now your friend said, you did it. Let's go. Let's go home. All your soul, all your mind, and she didn't appreciate it. Well, whatever. That's what the mom said. The next girl's going to be lucky to have you, Joe says. Oh, the girl that was crying was with Allie's party. That little girl crying almost broke me. Again, as a girl dad, like it just. So she's like, take these extensions out of my hair. Take this all off. Do the producers make them have to go and answer there? Because I feel like I wouldn't go that far. I would let them know. If it makes you feel better, I've never seen a prettier runaway bride, says one of her friends. She'll be fine as far as I believe social media. And it sounds mean to say it that way. I'm not saying people join this show or reality shows for that reason. Some do. but there has to be at least the idea of you notice that you have an opportunity to make a brand and make a name for yourself. She's taking off the wedding ring. Wow. 26 minutes in. Mm. She thought standing up there was going to make her at ease, make her say yes, but it didn't feel right in general. I want to see what Anton's looking like right now, to be honest. He wasn't forthcoming about his lifestyle, drinking, partying, how active he is, how healthy he is. What she learned from the friends, threw things off. We're nearing the 28-minute mark. Episode 12, Vow Never. Oh, here's Tony. He doesn't know if his looks or vibes, the way they were living together, I don't know. But she says, I'm different. Done nothing but care for her. He says his effing sucks. They just have him standing around in the room where he was in by himself, just eating snacks. He's just eating snacks right now. Again, we're watching Love is Blind. All right, here we go. KB and Edmund. There's not much left on this damn show. I don't know what, unless it's a glitch. We got 30 minutes left. Now, obviously, it's probably because you have the fact that Joe and them aren't going to, and Nick and Annie aren't. But you still have Megan and Jordan. There's just not enough time left. This is going to be just heartbreak after heartbreak watch. So now KB is in her wedding room. She's looking at wedding bands. She's crying. Yeah, she's already crying. Which again, like I said, it's a moment. You know, you get married. In most cases, you can only do it one time. Ross Geller. So he sees the ring, her ring. Ed says it's everything he's prayed for. He's ready for it. He's never had a love like this. He doesn't have cold feet. His feet are hot. Like I said before, I can't see him saying no. When he says this is the best thing ever, this makes me better. When you see him, he's crying. Yeah. Yeah. He's 100% in on this. And I think he knows his flaws to a certain extent. He's very open with his feelings, which is a cool thing, to be honest. So I don't see him saying no, just like I didn't see Tony saying no. But I do see that KB could say no. All right. So Cabria's friends, they just showed up. They showed up deep. One, two, beautiful women. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. Might be the ones I've seen on IG. I'm just saying. Calabria's crying. Beautiful background. She says she sees a healing man, a trying man, a crying man, a stubborn man. She sees the many faces of him and yet still chooses him, is what she's saying. At least I think. We won't I don't think we get the answer on it, but the things I'm seeing that's a little different already. Calabria's mom just showed up to talk to Edmund, so she's in Edmund's room. Is KB is doing her own makeup versus like there was a team doing Allie's makeup. So I'm curious, is it budget, not for the show, but what the producers give them and what they want to use? Because like Housewives of Georgia or wherever, they do give them some money for hair and makeup and a dress on certain episodes, but not all of them. His Edmund's mom wasn't able to come, and I think that's going to be tough on him. So that's another reason why I think KB's mom went there. KB's mom was like, "Hey, your mom might be in a season where something else she had to do, but it doesn't mean she doesn't love you. Don't let it take away from your joy." I think the mom doesn't condone maybe the blessing of having lose her son to someone else, which is, I don't know. I can't really speak to that. Edmund's crying again. I mean, and again, I'm not saying it like a negative way. I'm just so you can understand. The mom is crying. Yep. They're just exchanging tears. One cries and stops, and the other one. Oh, that sucks that Edmund's mom isn't going to be there for this. He better walk down the aisle and not fucking rollerblade. I'll tell you that much. 11-11, I'll tell you that much. Okay, there we go. We got, looks like professionals are in the building working on stuff. They're working on her hair. Don't know if they're okay. There we go. Now we have professional people doing makeup. They heard me. They heard me. They're like, "Hey, I know it's pre-recorded, maybe a year ago, but the Dad Panther said let's get somebody to help with the makeup." And now we got people helping with hair and makeup. Let's go. The hair person's like, "Can you sit your butt down? I gotta finish it." And like I said, it's up to KB. I see why she would, and again, we don't see all the conversation that happened in the episode, but yeah. Who just walked in here? Edmund's teacher, Jesse. Edmund's teacher. They flew in Edmund's teacher. Wait, his fifth grade teacher? He is livid. Is is that peacock feather for his bow? He's real stylish. I don't know what kind of material. So Jesse, his teacher, helped him out, helped him with tutoring, helped him with discipline, helped him with food. There was nights he couldn't get food, and she would take care of his food. Oh, Jesse said, "I will always be your constant. Pray for you so many times." She's at tears. She's trying to. And I think that's, like I said, no one, I can't see anybody, whether online or not, saying that Edmund is a bad guy at all. There's nothing that shows like ill intent. It just shows that, again, we're all flawed in our own way, and we handle stuff differently. That's really nice for them to fly out that teacher. Shout out to her. Like I said, teachers should be getting paid money, like big contracts. You should see that on the news. Like blah blah, just signed a $14 million contract to move from Wisconsin, where she's been Teacher of the Year for 7 years straight. She's gonna move to Georgia, where she's in charge of the Southeast District. I'm just saying. Also, she said she teaches differently because of how she taught Edmund. She allows the kids to get up out of class and dance around and have breaks in between giving out the lesson because of what she learned teaching Edmund. And again, these are telling stuff for his character, right? That the teacher is saying, hey, look, Edmund could not sit his behind still to learn. So we had to take little breaks and dance and do little things. And I still do it to this day because there's other kids who may learn that way, which is similar to someone who might have ADHD or, oh, they're hugging. This is nice. This is nice. Okay. All right. She's in the wedding. Oh, wow. Wow. She's in that wedding dress. She is wearing that dress. A lot of times the dress is wearing you. She's wearing that dress. Allie's dress was a nice dress as well. She says, I love that man. I do for sure. This is another yes. It just seems like, I want to say another yes when you just saw what I just said about the whole Anton. So it looks like she's going to be in the room by herself for a little bit. She's looking at herself in the mirror. Marcus, which is all his friends are there. See, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. Tony had a different vibe where they weren't in the room. Maybe they were late, which I think they were late to something else. But his four best men, groomsmen were there. Edmund's dad, GT, he is out there. Oh, his wife. He's happy that he's ready to meet his wife. He's got a pendant on for a cross. He's prayed a few times already this episode. Jesse, the teacher, is gonna walk him out. He is wearing like gray with green, a bow tie. Looks like it's a duck feather or something, but it's nice. Glasses and the pick. That's his thing. They're all with a marbled green type of look. So here we go. Here we go. We just watched Tony get left at the altar. Runaway bride was Allie. What is gonna happen right now? Jesse gives him up. He's up there in the front. Just passing the 39-minute mark, just passing it. Edmund's up there dancing, trying to contain himself. We're actually closer to 40 minutes, to be honest. I don't know why I clicked that one, but we're closer to other side of 40. This is the first time she just gets nervous. So she just got, oh, wow. So you can see it's the same spot that was before. Maybe I just didn't notice it. But you can see a mountain, snow capped. right behind Edmund. So everything opens. You see Calabria being walked down the aisle. And she's smiling. She's trying to fight back some of the tears. Says, take care of her. He said, I will. Helps her up. Wow. They're up there. They're up there. Let's see. All right. So KB, Edmund's wiping some tears already. KB was nervous for just a little bit when she got out of the car looking. After that, other than that, she's been very confident in she's gonna say yes. Like I said, it's up to KB. I don't see it working, but it's up to KB because Edmund is completely in. He's gonna say yes regardless. Unless they want to throw another fucking twist at me. They're getting ready for vows. It's his vows, so he's giving vows. She's it is I don't know what to say other than interesting how people look at Edmund when Edmund is talking. And that's what they're doing. They're showcasing everyone looking how they're looking as Edmund's talking. She said it's so easy to fall for you, so easy to fall in love with your story. So now she's giving her vows. We're watching season 9, episode 12. She said, I'm not going to focus on the negative, only the good side. We're at 44 minutes and 20 seconds if you're watching along, if you're in sync. Critics Couch. She says all the right things. She was like, I'm so happy it was you that chose me. And I like to think a lot of us would say it's the other way around. And respectfully, in a relationship, you both are constantly choosing. You choose that other person, whether down when you walk the aisle or in the relationship when you wake up in the morning. There is nothing stopping you, even if there's a financial situation. There's nothing stopping you from walking out of the door. So I honestly believe that you do continue to choose that person that you're in a relationship with. Just like you choose to go fuck somebody else. Somebody had to say it. All right, here's the question. Here's the fucking question. KB, Ed, men, do you take KB to hold, to cherish, to honor, for sickness and health, to death do you part? Do not forsake your wife, forsake all others. Do you, Edmund? There's no anticipation that should be for this. They are. The music's getting ramped up, but we know it's a yes. He says, I do. As he shakes his head, no, but I know what he means. He does. He says, I do. I wouldn't walk away from this. Calabria, KB, it's your turn. Do you take Edmund to be your husband from this day forward? Love, honors, cherish, respect, sickness and health to death do you part. As long as you should live. Edmund is focused because he doesn't know what she's gonna say. I get that. Oh shit, they ramped up the music. I'm having flashbacks to Allie. Don't do this, Netflix. Damn it, don't do this. Tone the music down. She's gonna say yes. Come on. No, her lips are curling. Her lips are curling. You. No. Oh shit. She said no too. She said no too. She said no too. I do not know what to believe. I what the fuck is happening? She's crying. He just shouted out, no, God, no. You deserve that's 100%. That's 100% ready. And I'm not 100%. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean I don't accept you. He's shaking off. He just pulled off her. She was holding his head, saying affirmations. He's looking towards the mountain. I don't know if he's going to be able to respond the way he should off of this. She's saying, I'm sorry. He's cried 2 or 3 little short things, but I'm okay, but I'm not okay. And she said, I'm sorry, and it's okay to not be okay. He is fighting the tears. No, there he goes. He starts crying. Damn. They showed Jesse the teacher. Everybody is crying. On both sides of the family are crying. Everybody is in tears. He's like, you look so good. I forgive you. Look so good. And she's still talking him up. Yeah, Netflix they make you walk your ass down the aisle, regardless of the fuck you got to say, because that don't make no damn sense too. But they are walking back down the aisle holding hands. Edmund's dad, GT. He looked like she ain't shit. He said, maybe down the road we could do something. And KB's say, hey, look, you never know what can happen. I'm not going to write you off. Like I said, the only time she showed a different emotion, KB, is when she got out of the vehicle, getting ready to walk the aisle. So now she's walking back. He's taking off up the hill. Like he's not even getting in a car. He's just walking. If it was woods, it would be woods there. But he's walking. They have a golf course, so he's walking. I think like towards the mountain view. He's still mic'd up. So she's walking back to the hotel, the place they were staging. Man. She feels like she would have been miserable had she said yes. He's a great person, but he might not be ready to be a husband for her. You don't have to feel bad about it because you could have felt bad had you said I do. Mm. Damn. You just tuned in. We're watching Vow or Never. And KB told Edmund no. And Edmund is still outside the venue. He hasn't went to go talk back to any family and friends. He's just outside pacing. He basically what he's doing is like oh shit. I knew that was going to happen. Here comes Jesse, the fifth grade teacher that has been very impactful in his life. His mom didn't make the travel, so she's out there consoling him. She did say, "I'll be your constant," and sure as hell, find that woman, because what a woman Jessie is. What God had other plans. God had other plans. It's not time yet. He said, "I treated her good." Jesse said, "Maybe she was a sapphire and you need a diamond," which isn't anything negative, I don't think, towards KB. You need a diamond. Maybe she was a sapphire. You marry the right person who's willing to go for years, or marry the wrong person and get a divorce. You're saying like everybody's there for him, milestones in his life. He is loved. Same thing that was KB saying, but she's saying on a deeper level, a more intimate level, because she's known him again since fifth grade and he's still connected to her. So he's sitting now outside, no guests, just chairs. Now he still feels like, I treated her the best. I treated her so good. I don't understand why she would say no. He's crying again. If you're taking score and you took the under or over and you took the under 10, you would probably be out. If you took the under, there he goes again. You take the under of after she said no, under 5, you would have lost money as well. Oh man. At the top of the show, I did go through each couple and what I thought. We got B-roll, so we're near the end. We're at, yeah. So 11 minutes left in this episode. We're at the 53-minute mark, and it only makes sense to have the conversation that is Megan and Jordan. They're hugging each other. They're in the room. There's a candle that looks like they're going to blow this shit out. The same view of Joe and Madison. They sit on the couch. Megan keeps saying they're two different people. Jordan says, "I don't know why you keep saying that. I don't see it." He's a picky eater. She's adventurous. Jordan's like, "So what? You don't have to do the same things. You don't have to change who you are to be compatible. We can be opposite and still be compatible." And she says she's been living on her own really the last 4 years. This life that she has with the business, she wants to share it with someone. Jordan says, "Then why did you choose me in the pods?" Jordan is like, "Hey, you're 5 years on me, 5 years over me. You've got the life that everybody wants, the money, the business, to travel, your own schedule. But I have a kid and I work a job, and my job is to provide for him. So I can't live that life you want me to." Megan says they say opposites attract, but she doesn't see it. She shouldn't be feeling the way she's feeling going into her wedding. Jordan shakes his head, and I just think the ring's going to come off and they're going to blow a candle out. She feels bad. And Jordan's like, for what? She's crying. She says, I feel bad for not being more compassionate towards you and not being able to give you what you needed in a fiance. So Megan says she can't do it. And there goes a single tear from Jordan. And they both shake each other's hand or embrace hands. Megan says, I love you so much, but it doesn't feel right. Another tear from Jordan, but this one's like a close-up single tear. And that breaks Megan. Now they're both crying. Damn. I don't know why I'm so fucking invested after doing the prediction saying that they weren't going to get together any fucking way. She says, I'm sorry, I don't love you this way. I feel like Megan will be the one to walk out and leave the room. I feel like Jordan will still sit there on the couch. Thank you for introducing me to Luca. I don't think I would mention that in this situation as a breakup. The tears are gone. Megan has this drawn look. And Jordan's like, I don't have anything left to say. I think he said, I'm going to take Lucas to school. So actually, Jordan was the one that really ended it as far as like, hey, let's get up off the couch. We're done. They hug. Jordan says the lifestyle different. She could live the rest of her life and never have to work. He thinks if the money wasn't a problem and he didn't have to work a job. Producer says, do you have any regrets? She didn't love me for me, and that's the closure that I need. Megan is sitting there looking out the balcony on the couch. She didn't think about the changes she would have to make in her life for someone like Jordan. It makes her question, is she even capable or cut out to be a mom because she didn't want to be a stepmom? She didn't want to stop living her life. I don't think that's the case. Like I said, the kid thing was a big thing, just like the money was. I think she still wants to be a mom. They never talked about it a lot. Oh, be told. Also, production, is she sitting there, Megan? I am curious about one thing. Her purse is in the exact same spot as when they switched, and she's wearing a black top. Started to cry, then I remembered, I can buy myself flowers. That's what they chose. Write my name in the sand. They're showing everybody. Talk to myself for hours. Yeah. I don't understand. I could dancing. Yeah. I can hold my hand. And I can love me better than you can. Can love you better. I can love you better, babe. Now they're showing the times that the couple said that they loved them and the joy that they had for each couple. Jordan, whew, Madison yelling, remember time. Nick and Annie, they're showing when they met with friends. They're showing the intimacy. Again, they showed Megan twerking three times. They are trolling us. 3 times they showed Megan twerking. With what assets? I don't know. You can and love you better. I can love than you can. Oh, Edmund is the only one in the limo on the way back, and he has the table spot that said Edmund. He took that. My goodness. Wow. Let's unpack. The episode has finished. Love is Blind. Again, we have the reunion that is coming up. That's on October 29. Don't know how I'm going to do that one. But that is coming up, and that's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern Time and 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, if you're on the West Coast, I believe. With that being said, let's just, I guess, briefly go through the events. All right. So we don't get another look at, which one do I want to use? This one? Yeah, that works. We don't get to see anything more from Annie and Nick, as Annie leaving on the episode previous was the end of that one. Now, I did get that one right. I think everybody did. They weren't going to get married, and they did not. We have KB and Edmund, and for this one, this was tough because Edmund gets left at the altar. KB says no, she's not going to do it. KB looks solid the whole time. The only thing I saw that was just a kink in the armor was when she gets out of the car and she kind of loses composure for just a little bit. And to me, that was the only thing. Other than that, solid. You have Joe and Madison. They do not go to the altar. They, much like Annie and Nick, they break up. You also have another breakup with Megan and Jordan. They break up. That's just kind of what it is. The conversations of kids or kid came in play. I don't think necessarily it's the Luca thing. I think it's Megan's idea of having kids and where that fits in her life, because I still think she wants kids, but we never saw those conversations. Jordan, the conversation is the money. I talked about it before, whether it's a good, bad thing. I don't think necessarily it's an ego thing. I think it's a hardwired thing that as the man, you want to be the man in a relationship. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't mean that you're trying to be the boss. It goes your way, beat your chest. It's more or less you feel that you're supposed to provide for your family. You're supposed to contribute significantly to your family and the direction of the family. And you can't do that with Megan being not only the breadwinner. There's nothing wrong with having your spouse or the woman or whatever not being the breadwinner. You don't have to be traditional in that sense, but to that extent, right? Where she is looking at homes that cost $2+ million, that is a discrepancy that he'll never be able to overlook. And we knew it the moment that was mentioned. Like, remember him saying, "Hey, what car you drive?" and trying to guess, which he drives a Kia and she drives a Land Rover. That is always going to be a thing. And that was something that came up. She wants to travel. She wants to enjoy the life that she has because the money has allowed her to do this. The business has allowed her to do it. And Jordan just can't do that because he needs to provide for his son and he has to keep working. There's no conversation of prenup type stuff. So I'm sure if there was something where Megan's like, listen, quit your job, I'll take care of you. And we could do that. That never came up. But I can understand why it wouldn't. But point blank, they don't take the walk. And then you have Allie and Tony. Tony, much like Edmund, all in. The mom went to the other room to ask, I guess, to kind of get the temperature reading. At least that's what it looked like. And Allie was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm happy that he's ready for it. And she said no. Allie was stone cold Steve Austin just with her stare. She didn't There was not too many times where she smiled during the ceremony. It just looked like her mind was made up, and she kept a stone face. And we got a chance to see that she too left the altar sooner than the I do. So yeah, that's it. Out of everybody that joined the show for this season, no one no one got married. And I don't think that's the case with other seasons. I don't know if I'll watch many other seasons. I know I'm gonna finish season one of this show for the US, and I may try some other shows. So man, thanks for joining. I'll do a video after this, which is normally like not a recap, but just kind of reviewing the episode. But I mean, to be honest, my first time watching this or something like this, I think I think it entertained me for sure. I got way more invested than I thought I was going to get. So I'm sure there's some producer or executive saying, "Bravo, that's exactly what we wanted." And I'll go check out The Bachelor or Bachelorette or something. I don't know, but you could have been anywhere in the world and you chose to be here. Until next time, don't forget, Daddy loves you.